Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can have the official introduction and
Yes,
welcome.
sir. 4 o'clock now.
4 o'clock.
So 5 more minutes there. No?
Okay, let's wait.
You can wait up to 4.
Okay, fine.
By 4. Am I correct now, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
By 4 we
Yes.
can start.
Yeah, we can begin at sharp 4.
Yeah.
This is only for secondary, right? Only 9 and 10 teachers will be joining.
Yes.
Yeah, only 9 and 10 teachers.
Okay.
I think Manoj sir also has joined. Dr. Sharar. Manoj sir. Neda ma'am, you are not audible. Your mic is off.
From the other
No,
device?
not yours. There is another Leda. Sorry.
Okay. So I thought you are talking about me.
Leda C from Global Public School.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Hope you're fine.
Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just initiate, sir.
But sir, I think we can start around 50, 60
Yes.
already joined.
Yes.
So most respected resource person of the day, Mrs. Lada Prakash, the principal IAS Public School Chittilpilli, the well-known trainer and the national awardee for the best CBSE trainer, and the Honorable President of Malappuram Center Sahodaya, Mr. Naufal Puthanbidekal, and the academic, one of the academic coordinator of Malappuram Center Sahodaya, Mr. Abdul Samad sir, and all my other dignitaries and my beloved teachers joined here. A warm good afternoon to you all. The purpose of this meeting, this session already this year, the CBSE implemented a new system of evaluation for the classes 9th and 10th. Multiple MCQ questions are applying. So it's very important to know the ideas, how we have to conduct the examinations, how we can prepare our kids for this session, for this examination, what type of examination is going to be held, when it will be held, which are the portions to be covered for each term, and which are the practical sessions or practicals we have to give importance. So all these things should be discussed, and we, the teachers, should be will be well aware about all these things. So today we have a good and eminent faculty to interact with us, Mrs. Lada Prakash. Already she conducted a lot of training sessions regarding this special subjects, and I hope it's not a unfamiliar face to you all. I think this is the third program Lada ma'am is participating for our Sahodaya, a mega event at CMI Public School, Perindalmanna, we conducted before 2 years. So anyway, on behalf of the entire team of Malappuram Center Sahodaya, I welcome you, ma'am, to this 1 hour online session. Then all the dignitaries of the presider of this session, Mr. Naufal Puthanbidekal and Abdul Samad sir, our treasurer Manoj sir, and all my beloved office bearers and honorable executive committee members of Malappuram Center Sahodaya, each and everyone, I welcome you all to this session. Then my beloved teachers, my humble request to you is, you have to exploit, I like to use that word, you have to exploit our today's resource person, Lada ma'am. She have a lot of experience in the field of teaching and how to teach and everything. So maybe some fresh teachers will be there, and how we can prepare the model question paper, which are the areas that we have to focus while we are preparing a question paper. I think 2 years before, mathematics, when the CBSE conducted the mathematics examination, majority of the teachers are pointed out soon after the examination that the syllabus, out of syllabus, majority or the several questions are out of syllabus. But the CBSE very strictly told that it's everything from the syllabus. That time I think that CBSE asked some questions from some boxes are there in each pages. So I automatically, or unfortunately, the teachers left these portions and all. So where you have to focus, which part you have to quit. So everything you will get from Lada ma'am. Now need to explain the focus or the areas of training that you have to focus in this session. I am not a person to give any boundary for this session. So on behalf of all the participants, once again, I welcome you to this session, and I invite Honorable President of Malappuram Central Sahodaya, Mr. Naufal Puthanpediyakal, to preside over this function. Thank you. Naufal sir.
Thank you, Mr. Anish Kumar, the General Secretary of Malappuram Central Sahodaya, and all the other dignitaries on the days, and the guest of the day, the senior resource person from the CBSE sector, Leda Prakash ma'am. And it's not a time to make an elaborated speech here, but this is the series of program we are conducting, one of the programs of the Synergy, and we are having the subject-wise training programs. And this is science program. Tomorrow we have Hindi. Likewise, we have plenty of programs in coming days too. So today we have the most eminent personality with us. We are so happy to welcome you, ma'am. We are eagerly waiting for you. And with the permission of all dignitaries, including the office bearers and all the participants and our academic directors, Jaiman sir and Samath sir, who is present here, for all, I invite Leda ma'am to take the charge of this meeting. Thank you. Welcome, ma'am.
Sanistar Naufal sir is there. Where?
No, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much, Naufal sir, for inviting me to take the charge of the platform. And thank you very much, dear Anish sir, for the warm welcome note. Honorable President of Malappuram Central Sahodaya, Mr. Naufal, General Secretary, Mr. Anish, Treasurer, Mr. Manoj Matthew, Academic Coordinator, the executive members, the office bearers of the Malappuram Central Sahodaya, dear and respected teachers who all have joined this session today, all the executive members who all are present in this platform. A very pleasant evening to all of you. Thank you so much for inviting me to this platform to interact with the group of teachers of secondary science. As Anish sir has mentioned, mine is not not an unfamiliar face to the Malappuram Central Sahodaya, because for the past 4 years, I can say, I handle a session every year to this Sahodaya. So it's not the third program, Anish sir. I regularly come to Malappuram Central Sahodaya every year to handle sessions. And I'm so happy that whenever something new comes up in the CBSE, Malappuram Central Sahodaya office bearers, they remember me. Thank you very much for the consideration. And I feel it as my privilege and honor to be with you, to share the a little bit of knowledge, what I have on that particular topic, and then to gain more of knowledge from the participants too. Thank you very much for that. Kindly give me a minute's time. I'll just share my screen. My system has got a little bit stuck. Okay, so till my system gets back to resume the session, let us have a quick review of the circular published by the CBSE on the special scheme of assessment. Dear teachers, have you all gone through it? Are you all aware about the changes which have come up in the CBSE with regard to the board examination, please put your responses in the chat box. I'll be the most happy if I get response from everybody. Yeah, okay. Okay. So all are familiar, all are aware about the changes which are.
Ma'am, not audible now.
Not audible, ma'am. No.
Hello,
Okay.
ma'am. Not audible.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So my question, I have asked you the question, when was the remodeled structure of assessment introduced by the CBSE? This was my question. You may be wondering, why am I thinking about remodeled structure of assessment? But can you tell me, when was this introduced? Naufal sir, I don't know why am I not able to share my screen. Shall I send the PPT to you?
Yes.
Can you please help me?
Yes.
Teachers, please bear with me for some time. I was actually sharing it. I don't know why am I not able
Initially,
to
it
share.
was working when we
Yes,
checked.
yes, sir, it was working, but I don't know now why. I'm sorry for the time delay.
So you're sending
Now,
me
sir,
the
any restriction there to share
no
the
restriction. Nothing has been done.
No, sir, I was sharing it. I had shared it. It
maybe
was
some
fine.
settings, some restrictions will be there for the.
No, nothing has been made here.
Okay.
Just a second.
Are you sending me on WhatsApp?
Let me check, sir, if it is possible
Okay, once again
to
you.
get it done. Yeah, I'll try once again.
Okay, fine.
I'm sorry, teachers, for taking your time. Some problem, sir. Uh, I'll just quit for a second, sir.
Okay.
Please.
Dear participants, she will be back very soon, confronting some issues with screen share.
Naufal sir, I have sent it via WhatsApp. Naufal sir, hello.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
it. I'll arrange.
So teachers, we were talking about I have asked you one question, that is, when was the remodeled structure of assessment introduced by the CBSE? That was exactly in the year 2017, when the CBSE has introduced the remodeled structure of assessment. And why I asked this question to you right now is, you know, in the remodeled structure of assessment, till this academic year, all of us, we were following the system that for classes 1 to 8, there are 2 terms. And for classes 9 to 12, it's one complete academic session, that is one complete academic year, what we were following, right? So for classes 1 to 8, there is a half yearly examination. And for classes 10 and 12, 9 to 12, we had the final examination only once, whereas 1 to 8, we had half yearly examination at the end of term 1 and annual examination at the end of term 2. This was the system what we were having till this year. Why I say till this year? Because this year the CBSE has changed, especially due to the existing prevailing COVID scenario. The CBSE has changed the modality of conduct of examination for classes 9 to 12 majorly. That is 1 to 8 will remain as such with 2 terms, and classes 9 and 12, the CBSE has made 2 terms, that is term 1 and term 2. So there will be 2 terms for classes 9 and 12, 9, 10, 11 and 12. And these 2 terms, how we are going to assess, what are the changes the CBSE has brought in the assessment pattern in the evaluation system, and with regard to the subject science for classes 9 and 10, how is it going to affect us? Anish sir has clearly spoken to us what are the areas we have to focus on, and what about the syllabus which we are supposed to be following, and how this is going to work out. This is what we are going to talk and discuss today. So this is what that is why I have asked you this question. When was the remodeled structure of assessment brought in by the CBSE? Now we can say that in this particular year, for classes 1 to 12, there is one modality, that is the entire year is been divided into 2 terms. So the academic session is to be divided into 2 terms with approximately 50% syllabus in each term. I'm just going to touch upon a few points of the circular, because without touching those points in the circular, it will not be possible to discuss the further points. So I'm just touching very quickly the major points which we are supposed to be following. The academic session will be divided into 2 terms, and it has approximately 50% of syllabus for both the terms. And the syllabus for the board examination 2021 and 22 will be rationalized. We know very well that last academic year, that is in the academic year 2020 and 21, the CBSE has cut off some 25 to 30% of syllabus, and the syllabus was thus rationalized. The same thing has been carried on with this academic year also. So after rationalizing, after cutting out, the syllabus is published by the CBSE in the secondary curriculum, and efforts will be made to make internal assessment, practical or project more credible and valid. Now, the teachers will be having a wider discussion and preparation with regard to the theory examination which we are going to face at the end of this term. But there is a special component named the internal assessment which we have to literally focus on too. And when we are talking about the details of the curriculum transaction with regard to classes 9 and 10, the internal assessment throughout the year, irrespective of term 1 and 2, would include 3 periodic tests, student enrichment activities, portfolio, practical work or project work, speaking and listening activities, project, etc., etc. So we need to conduct all these activities in both the terms. We have to conduct the theory examination of term 1 also, plus the internal assessment in these various formats we have to conduct too. And when we are conducting, it is irrespective of term 1 and 2, with regard to the periodic test. That is, we know that there are 3 periodic tests to be conducted, and these 3 periodic tests will be spread across the 2 terms, that is throughout the year. So here, what can we do is, either we can go with 1 periodic test in the first term and 2 periodic tests in the second term, or 2 periodic tests in the first term and 1 periodic test in the second term. This will be the discretion of the school. CBSE has given the freedom to the schools to decide on this. And when we talk about the term 1 examinations, at the end of the first term, the board will organize term 1 examination in a flexible schedule to be conducted between November-December 2021 with a window period of 4 to 8 weeks for schools situated in different parts of the country and abroad. Which means, the major challenge here, what we are going to face is, earlier till last year, we had only 1 board examination, and that was at the end of the academic session. That is, after finishing all the portions, after conducting all the preparatory examinations and everything, after conducting all the practicals and internals, we used to prepare the children. We used to, get the preparatory examinations, model examinations and everything. And then the children would write the board examination. So we didn't have any working day disturbance in the middle of the year. But this year, what's happening is, as we all of us know, there is some disturbance in the middle of the academic year, that is by the end of the term 1, that a period of 4 to 8 weeks, it can be 8 weeks, spread across the months of November and December, that is 2 months time, or it can be in the month of November beginning, middle it will start, or by December middle it will end, whatever it be, we are going to lose minimum 1 month for the conduct of examination. That means those many working days from the entire working days will be lost for the conduct of examination itself, right? So our number of working days with regard to syllabus completion has reduced. So the teachers will have a tough time that the syllabus we have to complete, like last year, though it is rationalized, we have to teach the rest of the syllabus completely for term 1 and term 2, but we will be having less number of days. And the examination will be between November and December. As I said, it can be in the first week of November, it can start, or it can start in the second week of November, or it can start in the third week of November and can extend up to December end too, right? So the major challenge what we are going to have here is, we know that in the month of November and December, we will not be able to have a common session for all the subjects together, because the examinations will be going on, gap days will be there, and in these gap days, we will be calling the children to prepare for that particular subject where they will be writing the next examination, right? And so itself, we will be getting time only up to 30th of October. 31st of October is a Sunday, right? So up to 30th of October, we get number of days. So teachers, please think over how many working days are left with us. If you count, you will get only 27 or 28 working days with us, right? 27 or 28 working days only we will be getting, because we have puja holidays, we have Nabidinam, then we have second Saturday and Gandhi Jayanti, Sundays, all these days you cut off. And then you count, you have only 27 or 28 working days with us. And with this 27 or 28 working days, we have to prepare the children, we have to complete the syllabus, we have to complete the internal assessment, we have to prepare the children for the MCQs, because this is something very new for them. And then we have to conduct the preparatory examinations or practicals or whatever it be. And then we have to, make them ready for the final examination. Term 1 examination, the MCQ examination. So how the paper is going to be? The question paper will have multiple choice questions or MCQs, including what all are the categories of MCQs we are going to have. It will be simple MCQs will be there, case-based MCQs will be there, assertion reason will be there. And you know how the paper will be? The paper will be a 90 minutes paper, 1.5 hour paper, and it will cover the rationalized syllabus of only term 1. So whatever we are completing by term 1 will not be asked in the term 2, right? So term 1 examination will end and term 1 portions also we are going to close, right? And then what about the question paper? What is the speciality? The school is not the people to prepare the question paper, but the CBSE will be sending us the question paper along with the marking scheme. And the examinations, we now with the opening of the school, with the government rule that, I mean, the government has brought new rule that we are going to new guideline that we are going to open the schools physically, you know, by November 1st. Okay, and by November 15th, the whole school will be full-fledged, and with the, you know, guidelines, we will be working either in shift system, 50% of attendance, etc., etc., etc. Whatever it be, we can anticipate that our board examination may be physical too, right? So the paper will be for 90 minutes, and external center superintendents and external observers will be appointed by the CBSE, and they will be moderating it, they will be controlling it. The responses of the students will be captured in the OMR sheet, and this OMR sheet, board can do 2 options, which the board will decide, finalize, and let us know. That is, either this MCQ paper will be uploaded to the scanned and uploaded to the CBSE portal, or we have to assess, evaluate the paper and upload the marks. In either way it can happen, the directions will come from the CBSE. Marks of the first term will contribute to the final score. And with regard to the term 2 examination, at the end of the second term, that is by March and April, we will have the term 2 examination with the rationalized syllabus of 50% of syllabus, and also this will be completely based on, you know, what do you say, descriptive paper. Okay, this examination will be conducted in the examination centers fixed by the CBSE. So that means if things are fine, our children will have to go to the other schools wherever the examination center is fixed by the CBSE if it is not a self-center. And the question paper will be for 2 hours duration, you know, case-based, situation-based, open-ended, descriptive questions, which contains short answer, very short answer, long answer, very long answer. Those kind of descriptive questions will be there. I have heard some schools preparing the children with the descriptive purpose for the first term also. Need not do it at all, because for the first term it is completely MCQ, and this will not be asked for descriptive paper for the term 2. And if at all we cannot conduct the board examination of same term 2 in the physical mode, then what will happen is, again, in the same way, 90 minutes online MCQ will be conducted by the CBSE, and term 2 mark will also be added to the final score. So term 1 plus term 2 will contribute to the final result of the students. This much we have seen. This is very much general. This is applicable to all the subjects. And now we are going to talk about the special scheme, that is the internal assessment, practicals, projects, etc. for classes 9 to 12 in the academic session 2021 and 22. What are the guidelines for classes 9 and 10? You know, the internal assessment will be carried out as per the existing scheme across the year, except that their assessment will be done twice, and both will contribute equally in the overall assessment as provided. You know this. This also comes general. Okay. So, see, for term 1 and 2, how is it going to be? For subjects with the theory of 80 marks, we know that in 10th standard, in 9th standard and 10th standard, other than the skill subjects, all the core subjects, the languages, everything, we have 80 marks for theory and 20 marks for internals, right? So 80 marks will be split into 2 for theory, 40 and 40, and the 20 marks of internals will be split into 2, 10 and 10. That is how it's going to be. So what all are the areas or the components of internal assessment? Here we go with, the periodic test, multiple assessment or MA, then portfolio and subject enrichment activities. Okay, and another very important thing with regard to class 10 science is there is some portion mentioned in the curriculum which is meant only for the internal assessment. So there will not be any questions coming in the theory paper for the final examination or term 2 examination from this particular chapter. You would have seen it in the curriculum, which is that what are we supposed to do? Here, only for internal assessment, the learners are assigned to read the below listed part of Unit 5. They can be encouraged to prepare a brief write-up on any one concept of this in their portfolio. Okay, this may be an assessment for internal assessment and credit may be given, that is periodic assessment or portfolio in any form, the credit may be given. And this portion of the unit is not to be assessed in the year-end examination. This portion falls in the second term, chapter 16, management of natural resources. This particular chapter falls in the term 2, and in the term 2, this chapter is only for internal assessment. So we can conduct activities and ask the children to maintain it in the portfolio. We can even conduct a periodic test based on this chapter and take it as internal assessment component. But we need not prepare the children for theory examination with regard to this particular chapter. Okay, that's only for science. And what are the assessment areas? Just let us see. Competencies. What are the competencies the CBSE is going to assess for the 80 marks? Demonstrate knowledge and understanding. So based on the knowledge and understanding, there will be 46% of marks out of the 80 marks. 46% will be knowledge and understanding based. Application of knowledge or concept, that is application based questions, will be 22%. And analysis, evaluate and criticize, create. So based on analysis, based on evaluation and based on creation, there will be 32% of questions. Okay, and then what is the split up of marks? I'm going to just repeat that. Total mark is 100, 80 plus 20. If at all any school is having skill subjects like IT, 6 additional subject, etc., then their mark will be different because it is 50 and 50 theory and practical like. So the split up will differ. Otherwise, in common, whatever common subjects we follow for classes 9 and 10, it is 80 and 20. For term 1, total mark is 15 and it is divided into 40 plus 10. For term 2, it is 40 plus 10. Okay, so for board examination, 40 marks MCQs will be there. Internal assessment will be 10 marks. As I said, what are the components of internal assessment and how are we going to split the marks? So when the components of internal assessment are divided, the marks are also divided. So the 20 marks got split into 2, 10 and 10. So how are we going to divide the components? You just see, subject enrichment activities will carry 3 marks. Okay, the periodic test will carry 3 marks. Multiple assessment will carry 2 marks and portfolio will carry 2 marks. So how this is going to happen? Just let me explain this. Naufal sir, please pass on the slides. Please go to the next slides, please. Naufal sir, are you there? The next topic, sir, next components of internal assessment, that is, there is a slide, colorful slide where, no, the next upcoming one, next one. Yeah, here. The internal assessment, you see, I told you periodic assessment for 3 marks only. Normally, what we do is, we conduct the periodic assessment, right? And when we conduct the periodic assessment, what happens is we conduct it for PTs, we conduct either for 20 marks or 30 marks or 40 marks or 50 marks as per the directions of the principal. You know, the school conducts, the teachers conduct the periodic test. And whatever it be, we will take the best of all three, or, you know, we will conduct the best performance or average of all three. And then what we do, we will concise it into 5 marks. This is what we used to do. But teachers, please remember, for term 1 this year, what are we going to do? We will be, you know, concising it to 3 marks only. Suppose you are conducting only one periodic test in term 1, be it out of 30, out of 40 or out of 50, concise it into 3 and keep it ready for uploading. That's what we have to do out of 3. Okay. And then multiple assessment earlier, like last year, we used to do it for 5 marks. But now for term 1, you have to do it for 2 marks only. Okay. Portfolio, 2 marks only. And subject enrichment activities, including the art integrated project activities, whatever it is, you have to do it for 3 marks only. Sir, next slide, please. Naufal, sir. Next slide, please. Yeah. So, next one. The same thing happens, next one, sir. The same thing happens for the, you know, term 2 also. So, for term 1 and term 2, it is like that. And we have to keep all the evidences ready. Enough, sir. We have to keep all the evidences ready. You know why? For term 1 and term 2, you have to keep the evidences ready because since the total marks come from both term 1 and term 2 taken together, if any child approaches the CBSE and complains that I have a doubt with regard to my assessment of internal assessment of term 1, the CBSE can ask us to produce the evidence. How have you assessed? Okay. So even the child can go to the court. Court can also ask us. So we have to maintain the evidences very credibly. And the CBSE has brought out the sample papers. What is the importance in sample papers? Just let us see. You know, there are certain important points which we have to note down in the sample papers. Sir, can I have the next slide? What are the most important points which we have to keep in memory with regard to the sample paper published by the CBSE? You know, the multiple choice questions given in the sample papers are not of 1 mark each for all the papers, isn't it? It is in decimals. And how is it for science? Teachers, how is the mark for science? Is it 1 mark question? Please respond in the chat box. Respond in the chat box, please. Is it 1 mark question? All the questions carry 1 mark? No. Then how? 0.8. The mark is 0.8, isn't it? So 0.6, 0.8, like this, the mark differs. Sir, please. So it is not 1 mark. So you just see how the split up comes. Maximum mark is 40. Number of questions attempted is 50. And per question there is 0.8 marks. I'm not talking about the other marks and the, you know, percentage, the number of questions and all, because we are talking only about science, right? For 9 and 10, how is it going to be? And remember one thing, the CBSE, if this kind of an assessment is found successful, the board can go to the next year also with the same 2-term examination. Okay, so that is why the board is asking us, they have introduced this system from 9 onwards for 9, 10, 11 and 12. So if the children have to be familiarized with the system, the board wants to implement, the schools to implement this in the 9th standard onwards. That is why it is for 9 and 10. Sir, please. So 0.8 marks. So suppose when we are adding, there comes a fraction. Okay, it's out of 40. Suppose a child got 16.1 mark. Then normally 16.1 will be rounded down to 16, isn't it? But here what happens is it will be rounded up to what do you say, 17, and so on. This will happen. Okay. And now we are Miss Sajjana Naushad, will you please mute yourself? Yeah, there are some instructions which we are going to focus on now. See, I have taken a screenshot of the instructions given by the CBSE. Okay, you know why I have done this? Because normally teachers, how many of you agree with me that all what you say, all the instructions what you give to the children, they follow? Do they follow the instructions verbally or written? Whatever the teachers tell, do the children listen very carefully and follow that? Put your responses in the chat box. Please keep responding in the chat box. Okay, because your response is my energy. So if you keep responding, I will go energetically. No. Sure, isn't it? So you are responding that no, the children will never listen to the instructions either verbally or in written, isn't it? And that is their problem too. That is why we keep scolding them, because they don't follow the instructions. And even when we are giving an examination paper, our children don't read it. The instructions, they don't read it. They will be in a hurry to finish the portion, finish the questions and go away. But they don't read the instructions. But we have to make them read it. We have to familiarize them with the instructions. We have to tell them very vehemently that reading instructions is very, very important. Okay, so the question paper will have 3 sections. We will be preparing them accordingly only, right? And the first section A has 24 questions, but the children can attempt any 20 questions. Section B has 24 questions. Children can attempt 20 questions. Section C has 12 questions and the children can attempt 10 questions. Teachers, please understand, please talk to your children that if the children are, suppose they are attending the first section, okay, and then in the 24 questions, out of the 24 questions, the board will evaluate only the first 20 questions. So, suppose from the first 20 answers, responses, if a child has made a mistake, but his 21st response was correct, his answer will not be valued. Okay, so he will lose his mark. This is very important. He will lose his mark. So we have to train them in such a way that all 20 questions they attend in the first will be correct. Whatever they are confident, only they have to attempt. Sir, next please. So this, when we talk about the types of MCQs, this is something very important. Simple MCQs, which are based on images, image-based questions, match the following, etc. Then assertion reason type questions are there. Case-based study questions are there. Here comes the real challenge what the teachers are going to face. Sir, next please. So what are the real challenges we are going to face? Simple MCQs, I have just put a screenshot. You can see it is easy. It is easy for the children because they can just read it and they can just comprehend and write the answer, right? So it becomes easy for the children. See, I have given you some 3-4 questions here. 3 questions are given, which you can directly attempt, isn't it? That is why it is called a simple MCQ. So next, and when we go to the next, this one, when simple MCQs, when we concentrate, there are image-based questions. This you would have seen in the sample paper. Okay, see, carefully study the diagram of the human respiratory system with labels A, B, C, and D. Select the option which gives correct identification and main function and the characteristics, right? So, see, they have given the options. Sir, next one, please. In the next diagram, you see, this is also a simple MCQ. But you see where the children we have to prepare, what precaution they have to take. Let us see. See the diagram, the image. In the image, they are mentioning bubbles of gas A. So, nobody knows what is the gas A, bubbles of gas A. So, see here, what happens is, what is the gas A? The child has to comprehend. See this picture, they have given see the labeling, 1, 2, 3, 4 labels you see. The children have to identify. The figure given below shows a schematic plan of blood circulation in humans with the labels 1 to 4. Identify the correct label with its function. So, where is pulmonary vein? Where is it located? What is its function? They must know. And then they must identify option 1, whether it is correct. Option 2, whether that is correct. Okay. And option 3, whether that is correct. So it requires a little bit of, thinking. When we talk about assertion reason, simple MCQs, we have, image-based ones. But the next one is challenging. Teachers, you know very well, MCQs are not that easy, right? It looks easy, but it's not really easy. So when we talk about the assertion reason type questions, just see the question, how confusing it is. It is easy for people like us. It's very easy for the teachers because teachers are experts in their subjects. From long time, from many years, they are teaching the same concepts, and then they are preparing the children. From years together, they are preparing the children and bringing out the result of the class 10 board examination, right? So it's easy for us. But as far as a student is concerned, see, all what we do is for the students. If the board examination result is not okay, teachers, please tell me, will you be happy if any child fails in your subject? Will you not feel like, oh, this is something a problem of mine only because in my subject, some children have failed? Will it not give a feel like that? So, this is our assessment. Multiple choice questions, it is our assessment. So assertion reason, what happens is, you see, the children have to understand the instruction first. Read the instruction. Question number 31 to 35 consists of 2 statements, assertion and reason. Answer these questions. Questions haven't started, okay? Answer these questions selecting the appropriate option given below. So, what is option A? If both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A, the children have to read this and understand this well, and then they have to come to question number 31. Assertion, fresh milk in which baking soda is added takes a long time to set as curd. What is the reason? Baking soda decreases the pH value of fresh milk to, below 6. This is the assertion and reason. Then the child has to comprehend on that. He has to go back to the options given there. Oh, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. I have to mark A as the correct answer, right? So what happens is assertion and reason becomes a little bit, time consuming. Do you agree with me, teachers? Please respond in the chat box. Do you feel that assertion reason will take time for the children to understand and write? Please respond. Yes. It will take time. Why? First they have to understand the instructions. Then they have to read the assertion and comprehend whether it is right or not. Then they have to read the reason whether it is right or wrong. Then they have to again go back to the instruction and check if both are A and B are correct or not. Assertion and reason are correct or not. Then they have to decide which option should I mark. So it is time consuming. Okay. It is time consuming. What is the solution for you? What can we do when this kind of time consuming things come up? What will you do, my dear teachers? You will, oh, it's too tough, children, so let me leave. Let us ignore this and go to the next. Do you do that? You never do that. Ah, wonderful. We go for practicing. Enormous number of assertion reason type questions have to be practiced by the children, isn't it? Innumerably, we have to make assertion reason type questions and prepare the children, familiarize. At least the instruction part will be familiarized to them, isn't it? Then the questions also are familiar. Anir sir was telling in his welcome note, what? CBSE, once, the children said, the questions are out of syllabus. Array, no questions come out of syllabus. But then what happens? We ignore certain things. There are some inboxes, some concepts said and all, isn't it? and we ignore the box and we go to the next. Not we people, but the children. We have to talk to the children that each and every word and line written in the textbook is very important. Be very thorough with the concepts. Only then it will become easy. Now, let us go to the case-based study. Next type of question. What is it? I am going to read it, okay? I'm going to read it for you. See the case I'm going to read, and then I'll ask you some question. Please listen. The first thing is the section introduction, the instruction we have to, but I'm going to the case, the salt story. From the New Indian Express, 9th March 2021. The salt pans in Marakanam, a port town about 120 kilometers from Chennai, are the third largest producer of salt in Tamil Nadu. Separation of salt from water is a laborious process, and the salt obtained is used as raw materials for manufacture of various sodium compounds. One such compound is sodium hydrogen carbonate, used in baking as an antacid and in soda acid fire extinguishers. The table below shows the mass of various compounds obtained when 1 liter of seawater is evaporated. When we read the case, is there anywhere mentioned like, see the question, the compounds and the sir, please, next question. Next slide, please. So, nowhere we have made a mention about the chemical formula, the grams, the weight of it, etc. But you see the question, which compound in the table reacts with the acids to release the carbon dioxide? It's given with, chemical formula, right? Next one, you see, how many grams of magnesium sulfate are present in 135 gram of solid left by evaporation of seawater? The case didn't tell us all this. But then what happens? We have to comprehend, right? There's a table given, a clue. But from that, the children have to correlate and write, right? So it requires time. It requires time. So children need to prepare like that. Yes. And then, sir, next one. This is how it becomes difficult for us. Okay. So now tell me, teachers, is it very easy? Is it very easy? MCQs are very easy? As the children think. Teachers know very well that it is not easy. But the children think that it is very easy to score. They would have been very happy once they come to know that the board is going to conduct board examination as MCQ. Yes, they would have been very happy. But we were not happy to hear that news. Why? Because we know that MCQ, how fast can we score, that fast we can lose also, isn't it? And it is not easy. So what are the challenges we are going to have? One challenge I have already told you in the beginning itself when we were talking in general. What was that? What was that? Can anybody recollect and tell what was the challenge I was majorly mentioning about in the beginning slides? Somebody please put it in the chat box. Let me check. Sir, please don't change. Sir, please. Sir, please. Yeah. Please tell me what was the challenge I was talking about in the initial beginning of this session. Nobody knows? Nobody recollects? Nobody was concentrating? I tell you, teachers, it was, we don't have so many working days. We have only 27 or 28 working days. So within this time, we have to complete, we have to complete the syllabus. And in the second term, teachers, in the second term, we have only January and February, 2 months. And February, we have to conduct again all internals and everything we have to finish, right? And we have to conduct the practicals, okay? And then we have to prepare the children for board examination, that is preparatory or model examination, all this. So the number of days are very less in second term too, right? So what are the challenges? Time management. So assertion, don't look at the time management with regard to mathematics, but with regard to science, assertion, reason and case-based studies need some time for children to understand. So time management is a constraint. Second point, thorough knowledge of the concept is required. So what precaution can we take? The students must understand what is the positive and what is the negative in this kind of assessment. And more of practice, more and more practice have to be given, right? And revision must be done with full portion. You take units together, not as chapter 1, chapter 2 like, but take one full unit and then mix up the questions, prepare sample purpose and make them practice. Okay, so that they will get to know, like suppose for example, give in the initial stage, you give them smaller sample purpose to solve out with 10 questions, 15 questions, 20 questions, etc. And give them time also. Okay, within 10 minutes, you have to solve these many questions. Within 15 minutes, you have to solve these many questions. So in that way, with time constraint, you give them. The Google form responses you can give, and in the Google form, you can close for the response and check how many children have scored it, how many children have attempted it. Sir, next please. Next one, sir, next one. So what solutions can we have, teachers? Yeah. Don't worry, don't panic. We have solutions for all the problems. There is no problem in the entire world without any solutions. But we have to plan meticulously and execute it very systematically. Things will be fine then. See, learn one full unit, 2 or 3 chapters. Students have to solve one question within very limited time. We have to give them practice. Then teacher can give, as I said, at a stretch, you give the questions and to give them time frame. Within this much time, you have to do this. They will understand that, yes, I have to improve my speed because I have only 90 minutes to answer so many questions. So that concept they will understand and they will improve their speed. Then instead of giving chapter-wise revision, go with unit-wise revision where easy, average and all those will be clubbed. Then 10th standard, students have to be motivated to learn. Teachers, before we do anything, whatever it be, whoever the people are, whoever the team you are going to talk to, you have to motivate them. So motivate your children. Sir, next one. So, there are solutions. So, see, I tell you, the problems or challenges faced by the teachers, a general review, I'll tell you. You have to say yes or no in the chat box. Okay, if you really face this, yes. If not, no. Flatly no. Some students are not in sync with the online teaching. Am I right? Since it is a new mode of exam, students need a lot of practice. Am I right? Yeah. Students feel the exam might be easy. Am I right? Yeah. Teachers are highly concerned about MCQ as it is not going to be easy. Am I right? Yes. This new pattern needs thorough practice, isn't it? Yeah. Then students have to be made aware of the OMR sheet clearly. Why? Because even after knowing the answer very correctly, suppose the child has marked it wrong, he will lose his mark, isn't it? Yes. The concept has to be made very clear as they cannot beat around the bush. It is science. It's full of facts. So they cannot beat around the bush. And then, now the worst thing is the students are evidently frustrated and they really need motivation. And then revision, exam, etc., etc. Sir, please, next slide. So, the standard of the paper and expectation from students have increased. Thus, the same change should be brought into the students because the standard of the paper has increased. So we have to make the children, prepare the children to face the examination because finally, if the students get less mark, it will be a remark on us that we didn't prepare them well, isn't it? As children are of different intelligence level, multiple ways of attracting students have to be practiced. We cannot go with the same method of practicing, can we go? Because the weakest child is the topmost priority for us because if he fails in the subject, there are failures in the subject, isn't it? So we have to focus on everybody, how quickly we can make him adapt to the system and practice more of questions. Then the MCQ in writing section is a big challenge. Our students have different style of writing, isn't it? That is not for you. Then number of questions and time, that is another constraint. Then uncertainty, the children and the parents are not that serious about the examination so far. The teachers are serious, but the students are not at serious. Some students who are bright are very serious, but some are not at all serious. Then time management. To overcome time management, we have to give them more practice, thorough reading of textbooks, understanding the concept, graph, equation, etc. And moreover, the assertion and reason, case study questions, etc. have to be done, right? And they have to practice. What all are my suggestions to you, you know? Teachers can divide the children into groups. Suppose you have 35 children in your class. Make 7 groups with 5 members and ask them to prepare, you know, the MCQ. Let them prepare their own paper with MCQs. Once you give the guidelines, these are the ways, the type of questions have to be there, then let them make their own paper. So teachers, when children make questions, they will know the answers. Okay, so frequent MCQ tests in the classroom we can conduct. Okay, peer motivation could be done. And when children are interacting frequently, you know, their boredom, monotony will be removed. And making the students aware of the true picture of the exam. We have to talk to the children and convince them this is how the examination is going to be. And we have to be very careful about this, isn't it? We have to talk to them and let them make maximum number of MCQs. So when you are making them prepare more of MCQs, we will have a pool of questions. We will have question bank from our class itself. Teacher need not make so much of effort, but children will make. You only have to see that the questions are of standard ones, which focuses. So we can give clear-cut instructions to them. We can ask them to prepare, divide the chapters and give it to different groups of children, so that lots of question banks we will be getting from the children. Okay, so it's very easy for the teacher to collect the, get a lot of questions, sample questions, and then prepare also. Okay. So, sir, next one. So this is how, these are my suggestions, you know, we can make. We have come to know what are the challenges we are having. Okay, we know what are the difficulties we are going to face, the time constraint, the clarity of the concept, then thinking on time, you know, like more of practice, etc., etc. Graphs will be there, how to analyze that, how to analyze the images and do. So the concepts have to be very clear. And with all this, you know, how to overcome the challenges. A few tips I have given you. Now, rest, we have less number of days, need not worry. We can meticulously still plan the activities and the internal assessment, practicals and everything. And we can go ahead preparing our children for the best. And don't panic, teachers, listening to all this, that you don't have time. We will get gap days in between the examinations too. So, but we have to wait for the date sheet to be published by the CBSE, right? So once the date sheet comes out, if we have enough number of working days, that will be a relief for us to prepare them too. So, but then we cannot wait till then. So we have to go accordingly. Remember, term 1 examination, if the children are scoring well, we will have not much tension will be there in the term 2. Okay. So their mark will be somewhat fair, we can understand. So this is what I wanted to talk. The rest of the things, the curriculum is very clearly explaining. Very clearly it is mentioning about all the practicals, the list of practicals, the list of experiments, the list of activities we have to do, and how the marks are split. Everything is very clearly written in the curriculum. Please go through it once again and then, you know, set your mind accordingly so that the result of the board examination will be good for us. Let us have a positive thought. Remember, teachers, be self-confident. We are people who have brought out batches with great results. So let us be very hopeful that this year also, with all these challenges, we will bring out the best because we know what to do. Okay. So wish you all the best. If anybody is having any queries, you can ask. Okay. Otherwise.
Hello, madam. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir,
Madam,
please.
my name is Sampath. Okay, Sampath.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
from the White School, Kadalundi. So
Okay,
my query
okay,
is that
okay.
in one of the tables which you shown, there are some
Hmm.
questions of 35 marks and the decimal is different. So what is that?
Okay.
40
Sir,
marks I want.
yeah, sir, that is why I haven't explained those, because you know, the I have taken a common screenshot where some subjects, like for example class 12, we have like physics, chemistry, biology, computer science, etc. We have 70 and 30. So 70 marks is for the theory. So that 70 mark will be split into 35 and 35. Yeah, so that is how it goes, sir. Like for example, skill subject for 9 and 10, skill subject, if it is IT, its mark is 100 marks, but 50 and 50, 50 theory, 50 practical. So that 50 will be divided into 25 for first term, 25 for second term. That's why I didn't explain the whole thing, sir, because I was just talking about 40 marks of science.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay.
And I want to congratulate you. The session was very good.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any other query, teachers? If not, let us wind up. Thank you very much, Malappuram Central Sahodaya, for inviting me to this session. Okay, I'm sorry, a little bit of, hitches were there in the beginning with my PPT. It was working well. I don't know what happened immediately, technical error. And thank you so much, Naufal sir, for the timely help. Okay, thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
We thank you very much. Malappuram Central Sahodaya, so happy to have you once again. And you presented it beautifully and we enjoyed a lot.
Thank
And
you.
of course, it was resourceful. Thank you, ma'am. We'll keep in touch.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. I think it's time to wind up. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's leave.
Thank
Okay.
Thank you, teachers. Thank you once again.